Hi everyone, welcome to Camille's Holistic Health Show. I'm Dr. Cam, and today we're going to talk about the fear of Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's is more feared than most diseases out there, and Americans actually fear Alzheimer's more than any illness other than cancer. And for older people, concerns of Alzheimer's outrank even cancer and heart disease. So more than a third of Americans know a family member or a friend who has Alzheimer's. And nearly two-thirds of Americans believe they will have to care for someone with Alzheimer's one day. And a progressive brain disorder, this is what Alzheimer's is, that science has yet to defeat. It gradually destroys a person's memory, the ability to reason, to communicate, and function. And currently, 4.5 Americans have Alzheimer's disease, and the Alzheimer's Association estimates that these numbers will grow to at least 16 million by the year 2050. And increasing age is a risk factor, as we know, for Alzheimer's, and 1 in 10 individuals over 65, nearly half of these are 85 years, are affected, and younger too. So Americans do fear Alzheimer's disease, and when people ask to name a disease that they are afraid of getting from a list of illnesses, 1 out of 5 risks actually pick Alzheimer's, while only 14% worry about heart disease and 13% stroke. That's very, very interesting. And only cancer tops Alzheimer's. In fact, adults aged 55 years fear getting Alzheimer's even more than cancer. And Americans know little about Alzheimer's, and that is basically a survey of that 93%, almost 3/4, 75% say that they know only a little or nothing at all pertaining to Alzheimer's. So most Americans are concerned that they will be responsible again at some point for caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease. And most Alzheimer's recognize the need to create a plan, most Americans do, to address Alzheimer's, but very few take steps to do so. And more than 8 out of 10 Americans think it's important to plan ahead for the possibilities of getting Alzheimer's disease. However, despite the overwhelming agreement of planning, it's important almost no one really takes action to really plan ahead. And nearly 9 out of 10 Americans say that they've made no comprehensive plan to do so. So how do you know if you or any family members have forgetfulness, early signs of Alzheimer's disease, or just normal aging is occurring? Okay, so what you may forget the occasional names. Sometimes you have trouble thinking or the right words to use. Maybe you walk into a room and you wonder what you are really there for. It is Alzheimer's and aging, or just plain being distracted or forgetting. There are signs, though, to look for and signs to tell you the times, to get a specialist to really check out your concerns there, or your family members' concerns. So I'm going to talk about some warning signs, and some are memory loss. This is one of them. And we tend to forget, appointments, names, phone numbers, things like that. And forgetting, freshly learned information more often can be a warning sign. So forgetting freshly learned information is a key to maybe a warning sign with Alzheimer's. And communication problems. That's another one. That's another warning sign. Having trouble finding the right words is not unusual, but Alzheimer's sufferers often forget simple words like camera. So they might use a word that replaces camera by saying that box that makes pictures. Okay. So, for example, they may be halfway through their favorite recipe and forget how to finish it through, um, even though they've done it many times before. So another one is misplacing things. We often misplace our keys, putting things in different places, but the difference with Alzheimer's is that they'll put it in unusual places, like an ice cream. They will put ice cream in an oven, or they put clothes in a dishwasher. So that's pretty much the difference. And disorientation is another. A person with Alzheimer's can get lost in their own street or stay sitting at a bus because they can't remember where they're going. And they may not remember how to get home. So that's, they tend to get disoriented with the different pathways, different places that they've once knew how to take. And then there's impaired judgment. Wearing a jacket on a blazing hot day, or wearing a swimsuit in the middle of winter. Those are signs of Alzheimer's or dementia. And trouble with complex tasks, having trouble with abstract thinking, like balancing a checkbook or playing favorite games. It can be really difficult, like a puzzle for Alzheimer's sufferers. And mood swings or personality changes. Mood swings for no apparent reason. They may get a little aggressive, and sufferers may be happy and cheerful 1 minute and then suddenly become extremely angry over something very trivial. Okay, so that is definitely something, and they can become very clingy with a family member or suspicious of a neighbor. Those are just signs. And loss of the initiative, and they can, get all, tired of housework or busy activities sometimes, but sometimes sufferers of Alzheimer's disease can become very passive. For example, watching TV for hours in a day, not wanting to do their regular activities, or spending more time sleeping rather than getting up and doing chores or doing a regular, task that they do on a regular day. So those are definitely some warning signs. And if you are really interested in preventative medicine, I know a lot of people are, which are really wonderful. If this is something that you really are looking to take advantage of, take a look at a lot of my videos that go into preventative medicine, holistic medicine. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell. and get notified every time I have a new video coming out. But this is definitely a preventative way to look at Alzheimer's disease. And food is definitely a way to prevent inflammation because, again, there's a buildup of the plaque in our brain, not allowing us to, those neurons to fire and those neurotransmitters to fire and help us to, perform these regular tasks, these regular processes of um, memory, of being able to uh, communicate and being able to know where you are in reference to other streets and tasks, daily tasks. And these are things that our brain is able to understand and give us judgments and help us to know various complex ideas and abstract thinking. So if they are slowed or deterred, this is because of inflammation or plaque buildup in the brain that doesn't allow us to function optimally. Okay, so if you're interested, definitely these are foods that can help with sustaining good health, with memory, motor coordination, and walnuts and almonds, if you can consume these, pecans and hazelnuts. These are nuts that are loaded with omega-3 fatty acid. It can really help with memory because they are also, especially walnuts, are contain vitamin E, which definitely protects the brain. And salmon. These are not only salmon, but mackerel, sardines. They're really fatty fish filled with omega-3 again. Fatty acid helps lower the blood beta amyloid. That's what I was talking about. Those are the plaque within causing Alzheimer's, and your brain isn't able to fire optimally. Okay, so berries is another one because they are filled with antioxidants, and antioxidants, berries contain polyphenols, and that is definitely a type of antioxidant that definitely helps stop inflammation and allows the brain to work better. Okay, so another one is turmeric, and turmeric is curries. If you are interested in curries, if you are not, that's okay. It's another name for turmeric is curcumin. It can help prevent Alzheimer's. Studies have shown, it's found that vitamin D3, if taken with turmeric, can help the immune system and get rid of the amino acids or the plaques in the brain associated with Alzheimer's disease. Spinach, which is a leafy green, and kale and all the other cruciferous vegetables also contain high in fiber, antioxidants again. They also contain vitamin C that will certainly help with dementia prevention. And when we consume chocolate, these are delicious foods. I don't know anyone that doesn't uh, consume chocolate or any other things like leafy greens. You can find a leafy green that you love. And chocolate, you can substitute the milk chocolate with a very, very dark chocolate because it contains flavonoids, a plant compound that actually helps the body circulation and can help heart disease, and along it can also help with Alzheimer's as well. And coffee. Coffee is definitely something that a lot of research now is being performed, And research in University of Miami and University of South Florida shows that people over 65 years who drank at least 3 cups of coffee a day developed Alzheimer's disease 2 to 4 years later than their counterparts. So it's important to start drinking these types of foods, drinking these types of eating and drinking these types of foods and drinks to really help you um, reduce or prevent any problems that will, later on be a complication and result in dementia. So if this was a really good video that you are interested in, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have many videos like this and other holistic approaches to really help you get to taking control of your health on a regular basis and finding that path and finding the strength to go into holistic medicine and giving you the options, better options out there if you don't have any. Thanks so much for listening to this video. If you are interested again in this video and you have any questions, then write comments on there and I will definitely get to them as soon as I can. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.